இப்போ தான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண போகிறேங்க மேம். கெஸ்ட்டு ஸ்பீக்கர் வந்து கொஞ்சம் லேட்டாக வராங்க. அதனாலங்க மேம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண போகிறேங்க. ஐயோ பிரச்சனைங்க மேம், நிறையா பிரச்சனைங்க மேம். அப்புறம் சொல்கிறேங்க. மீட்டிங் முடியட்டுங்க மேம். சரி வச்சிடுறேங்க. ம். ஹலோ. சார் இல்லைங்க சார், ஒரு நிமிஷங்க சார், ஒரு நிமிஷங்க சார். ஆ ஐயோ, அது வேறு சிஸ்டமில் காப்பி பண்ணி வச்சுருக்கிறேனே. ஒரு நிமிஷம் இருங்க, நான் அனுப்பிச்சி இடையில மீட்டிங் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆனதுக்கப்புறம் அனுப்பிச்சி விட்றேங்க. தனி இல்லை தனியாக அனுப்பிச்சி விட்றேன். ம் ம் அதாங்க சார், அதானுங்க. ம் ஓகேங்க சார், ஓகேங்க சார். நான் கூப்பிட்றேன் இருங்க, இப்போ தான் உள்ளே போயிட்டுருக்கேங்க சார். நெட்டு வேறு ஸ்லோவாக இருக்கா. ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாக இருக்குது. ஆமாங்க சார், ஆமாங்க சார், வரேங்க சார், வச்சிடுறேங்க. ஹலோ மேம். மீட்டிங் ஃபுல்னு வருதா? அப்போ ஒன்று பண்ணலாமா, ஷெட்யூலையே புதுசாக போட்டு அனுப்பிச்சி விட்றலாமா? இருங்க. ஓகே ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லைங்க மேம். மேம் இப்போ நான் ஷெட்யூல் பண்ணிவிட்டு லிங்க் வந்து அனுப்புகிறேங்க. ஓகேங்க மேம், ஓகே. ஐயோ. ஹலோ மேம், மீட்டிங் ஷெட்யூலே வேறேங்க மேம். இப்போ நான் ஏன்னா என்னாலே உள்ளே வர முடியல, ஸ்பீக்கர்னாலே உள்ளே வர முடியல. மறுபடியும் லிங்க் நாங்கள் அனுப்புகிற மெயில் வரும் பாருங்க, இப்போ வந்திருக்கோம் மெயிலு. மெசேஜ் போட்டு குரூப்பில் போட்டுகிட்டே இருப்பாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். எனக்கு இப்போ குரூப் மேம் மேம் ஆடபுளாக இல்லை, இன்னும் யாருமே உள்ளேயே வரல மேம். இருங்க நான் ஷெட்யூல் ஓகே ஓகேங்க மேம். இருங்க நான் இப்போ மீட்டிங்கே வேறேங்க மேம். ஷெட்யூல் லிங்கே வேறு, குரூப்லேயும் போட்டு விட்றேன், எல்லாத்துக்கும் மெயில் போயிருக்கோம். வச்சிடுறேங்க. ம். Hello, ma'am. Hello, Dr.
Ma'am,
Anshikala,
I'm
ma'am.
here.
Can you hear my voice,
Yes,
ma'am?
ma'am, I'm connected.
Okay, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay,
Yes,
ma'am.
I'm
Thank
here.
you. Thank you for coming. Uh, Almost 87 participants were joined into the new schedule meeting, ma'am.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Can
Uh,
you hear me?
yes, ma'am. Yes, I hear, ma'am.
Uh,
Every domain has its own certification programs are there.
What
Which
has
can
been
be
done,
given to us.
what is missing.
Most of
That's
these
it.
organizations
Is to
Participants,
keep up with
please
this.
mute your mic.
Where can it be applied?
Participants,
How is
please.
it integrated by others?
Participants, please mute your mic for smoothness of the meeting. Participants, please mute your video as well as your audio.
ma'am,
Ma'am.
I'm ready from my side, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, shall we start, ma'am?
Yeah, we can start, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, one and all present over here. On behalf of the NGM College and Department of CT, I wholeheartedly welcome you back, the honored chief guest, Dr. K. Hamsakala ma'am, Associate Professor, Coimbatore Institute of Technology, Coimbatore, for today's session. And I wholeheartedly welcome all the virtual participants for today's session. Today, we're looking forward to see further um, further topics related to the FTP title with the end of the yesterday's session. Hope we all enjoy the session, and feedback form will be floating at end of this session through the chat box window as well as the WhatsApp group. And the e-certificates will be reached you within the another 3 more working days through the email for the registered participants and attendees. Thank you. Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I request our chief guest, Dr. K. Amsakala ma'am, Associate Professor, to deliver her presentation. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Kalivani, ma'am. Good morning, participants. For today's discussion, we're going to see text classification using deep learning techniques. So, yesterday we have seen that one of the AI techniques that is promising is deep learning as well as NLP. So, and also stream processing. So, one I thought of going little deep into one particular AI technique, which is very in need of the day, and also it's quite simple to understand. So we know that a lot of social media data are getting exchanged, and news, everything, there are text messages, the news comes in the form of text. So we see a lot of text floating, so related to any event or any topic of interest. So text classification is also an important application where you can use AI techniques to get insights on what people are thinking of on a particular topic. And we'll see how deep learning techniques are used for text classification. So, for example, to understand what is text classification, so based on some, say we'll be receiving a lot of email messages. So out of which we'll be seeing spam and hams. So based on the subject title of an email, it is possible to segregate the mails as spam and ham. So how this happens? So there'll be a machine learning model or a deep learning model that is trained with set of words that are pertaining to spam and those words that are pertaining to ham. So once a new mail arrives, the subject title or the content of the mail could be parsed, and we will apply some classification technique to classify whether that mail belongs to the spam category or ham category. Similarly, for identifying interested words or the words that are causing some problems, you can tag any word or set of words into a particular group, and you can mine set of messages or text content to see if the words of your interest is occurring in those documents and what frequency are they occurring. So, and you can also tag them as important words, fake terms or something, so using which you can identify those messages which are using such kind of words more often.
Participants, please mute your mic.
So this is the overview of today's presentation. So first we'll see how one particular deep learning technique, say convolution neural network, is applied for text classification. There are Python libraries that are supporting this application of deep learning on for text classification. So, what is text classification? It is one of the most important tasks in natural language processing, and it is the process of classifying text strings or documents into different categories depending upon the contents of the strings. So, based on the words, keywords, we would classify a text or a document into a particular group, the group that we are interested in. So there are several applications for this text classification. So detecting user sentiment from tweets, classifying an email as spam or ham, classifying blog posts into different categories, and automatic tagging of customer. So these are the different sectors where you can use this text classification. So it finds important role in recommender systems and also for focus target marketing. It is used for text analysis and so on. So 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 kindly participants, please mute your mic. I
Participants,
repeatedly get interference. Participants.
participants, please mute your mic. Participants, please cooperate.
Hello.
Or shall I?
Kindly mute your mic.
Or shall I lift you from the meeting? Participants, please.
Ma'am, can you mute
Ma'am,
the participants from your
I just find, ma'am, I just find the mute link, ma'am, but still I didn't find that, ma'am.
Is it? Now it's okay. Still. Sir, Ranveer Singh, sir, your video is on, and as well as your mic is not muted. Kindly mute. Thank you, sir. Lily madam, Lily madam, Lily madam, please put your mic on mute. Hello?
Hello, ma'am. Here I didn't find the participants
Uh,
mute link, ma'am. That is what I could.
mute option. Uh, Ma'am, in the chat window, if the participant list,
Ma'am,
you can
what,
see
ma'am?
some mic symbols, and ma'am, in the list of participants, you could see
Okay, ma'am.
mic.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So, bag of words approach is a particular. Hello, dear participant, kindly mute your mic. We repeatedly hear noise.
Participants, or otherwise, I just left you from the meeting.
அது இப்ப கொண்டு போக முடியாது. நான் இன்னும் 2 நாள் கழிச்சு வரேன். நான் உனக்கு காட்ட முடியும். போய் ஜாமான் மட்டும் வாங்கிட்டு போகணும். உனக்கு அரிசி நான் வச்சுட்டு போக முடியாது.
Ma'am, now you can go with the meeting, ma'am. I just got it right now, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
So, bag of words is one of the approaches used for converting the text into number format, because most of the machine learning or deep learning algorithms work with numerical values. So once, suppose we have image as the input, then we know how to convert the image into a numerical representation. Maybe using the RGB values, we can represent an image in number format. But with text, so we need to adapt a method to convert the text, the strings into number representation. At the same time, it should enable us in processing the text appropriately. One of the methods is bag of words method. So it works disregarding the grammar, even the word order, and it keeps only the multiplicity, that is the frequency of occurrence of a word in a particular document. So this model is commonly used in methods of document classification, where the frequency occurrence of a word is used as a feature for training the classifier. So the classifier which classifies a document into a particular category uses this frequency of words as one of the features in classifying the document. So the keywords or words occurring in a document is an important feature for classifying a document. So now we need methods to represent the words in the form of numbers, or now the frequencies are the numbers. Now we have to use a particular format to represent the word frequencies as a vector. So here a simple example is shown where we are considering two text messages, and using the bag of words approach, we'll see how we are able to derive this word frequency matrix or word frequency vector. And this is by using bag of words approach. And initially, each word is represented as a JSON object. So there are two sentences. John likes to watch movies. Mary likes movies too. And it also says Mary also likes to watch football and games. So if these are the two texts, so suppose we would like to know what most of the people like, whether movies or it's the games or what type of game, such type of information can be extracted from the texts that are getting exchanged in the friends network or using social media sources. So now we can estimate what each person likes. So this is represented initially, each word will be associated with the count with which it occurs in a particular message. So if you notice, John appears once, the term likes appears twice, the word two appears once, and the word movies appears twice in this sentence. Again, in the second sentence, we can see Mary occurs once, likes occurs once, watch, each word occurs only once. So now with this, we can go on for a bag of word representation where now the text is converted into a numerical form. So the values indicate the frequency of occurrence of the words. So the words may be ordered in a particular order. So for the first word, John, it occurs only once. The second word, if it is taken as likes, it occurs twice. So similarly, movies occurs twice. Other than that, we have one and one. And there are other words like football and games present in second sentence. So this word vector along the columns will have the words which we would like to represent the frequency, and along the rows we will represent the documents or the text that we would like to classify. So along with the word John, likes, watch, movies, Mary, we can also add football, games. So these are the words which doesn't occur in sentence one. So the word also, football and games doesn't occur. So these words are given frequency of 0. And similarly in sentence 2, whichever word does not appear in sentence 2, the frequency is given as 0. So now this is a simple method of converting a document or a sentence into a numerical format. Now the feature vector is ready for operation. There's another method for converting text to numbers. So it is called as word embeddings. It is the collective name for a set of language modeling and feature learning techniques in NLP. So the words or phrases from the vocabulary are mapped to a vector of real numbers. So this is a technique where if adapted, once given a set of words from a vocabulary, you can automatically get the word embeddings. So these are the weights assigned to each word, considering the set of words as a whole in a vocabulary. So it's a direct method of getting a vector of values associated with each word. So there are many softwares which will give us the word embedding values. So these are the softwares. So word to vector from Thomas, the Glove from Stanford University, Elmo from Allen NLP, FastText, GenSim, Indra and Deep Learning, 4J library of Java. So these libraries or these softwares will directly, given a word, you can get vector of word embedding values or numbers relevant to that word. So now once we have got the numerical representation of the text that we would like to process, next we'll see how to apply deep learning techniques. So now what are the advantages of using deep learning in text classification? So it finds several applications or usages like finding the sequence to sequence prediction. So you can find the words which will appear together, which words are more probable to occur in a sequence. So that could be identified. So this will be used for NLG, natural language generation. Say for example, a chatbot has to reply back. So it has to generate a reply on its own, and it should know how to form the sentences. So the intelligent chatbot should be able to use some technique to make, knowing the vocabulary, it should also know how to sequence the words in the vocabulary to frame a sentence before it could reply. So the AI system should also train the chatbot to form sentences, for which sequence prediction is important. And it is deep learning can be used for feature extractions, going deep and deeper into the texts that are present. And it can also help in bringing continuous improvements in the model that we are training, or you can replace new models, NLP models, with the model that we are initially using with. So you can keep updating or optimizing the model at an ease. This happens very easily with deep learning methods. Sir Rajkumar, sir, please mute your mic. So CNN, convolutional neural network, is one of the deep learning techniques, so which is applied for NLP, and it is mostly used for image processing too. So it is one of the deep learning neural networks. So with deep learning neural networks, we'll have several hidden layers. So, and the hidden layers are responsible for feature extraction and dimensionality reduction. So what is dimensionality reduction? So when we are considering huge volumes of data or huge volumes of text which we would like to process, then the feature matrices will be a very large matrices with set of matrices given as input to the network. So with word based text classification, then we can have word embedding values. So set of words in the entire set of documents that we are trying to analyze is what is prepared. So this type of data is a big data, huge volume of data. So now with the huge volume of data that we have to somehow extract the features and with a reduced dimension before you could predict something out of the text, before you could classify the text into a particular category. So we would like to learn the features of the text which will enable us to classify the text appropriately. So now CNN, so once given the input, so input can be an n cross k representation of set of sentences with static and non-static channels. So once the words are coming, static and that is the words keep coming. So you can even process streams. So the input to the system will also be from a non-static channel where inputs keep coming, and the vector will keep changing based on the input that is getting added newly. So whatever may be the case, now in the convolution layers there are several hidden layers. So convolution layer is where we will apply some convolution operation. So convolution is a well-known mathematical operation where we will apply combinations of functions or change in a function to generate a new set of values, or we will apply such set of functions to get a convoluted value. So we will apply multiple filters with different widths and different feature maps. So here the horizontal matrix representation is converted into a one-dimensional vector form. This is one type of convolutional operation that we are applying on the matrices. So there will be several layers of convolution operations that could be possible. So here a two-dimensional matrix form is represented as vectors, and then from there, so this helps to pick only those important words with a particular frequency, and you're forming a vector. So this vector can be subjected to a max pooling operation where you will select only the max value out of the given vector. So from two-dimensional space, now it got converted into one-dimensional space and then to a single value pertaining to each vector. So that happens in the max pooling layer. So finally this input, so based on the values that occur, we can classify them based on the word with highest frequency. You can classify that the word belongs to say a spam class, then you will classify that particular mail as a spam mail. If the word the frequency of the word that occurs highest belongs to a ham class, then that particular mail will be classified into a ham class. So this final is a output layer where we will apply softmax function or some threshold function, which is an output function which will use the final feature of the text to classify them into appropriate group. So the last layer is the output where we get the set of messages gets grouped into two classes. So this is a detailed diagram showing how the documents are represented. So suppose we are considering 5 different documents. So here documents are taken along the columns, and the different words occurring in all these 5 documents. So the frequency matrix will be represented like this, and on this frequency matrix we will apply some convolution operation, that's also called as a filtering operation. So we will form 3 regions of different sizes. So initially this matrix is divided into 2 regions of so they are, if they are split with 4 columns each, it gets splitted into 2. And we are also trying to form 2 splits with 3 rows as such, or we are forming another split with just 2 rows selected from these things. So there are several ways of applying filter operation on this matrix to get regions of different sizes. So there are totally 6 filters applied on this matrix to get 6 differences like this. So and out of this gets mapped on to a feature map of single dimension. So from each split, we are able to get a vector of single dimension. So finally, say a max pooling operation is applied on each vector to get the max values in each vector, and 2 such things are combined together. Then once that is formed, we apply a concatenation of all these values, and then finally subject to a softmax function which will classify into 2 classes. So this is a bit detailed operation. So here we'll see one such kernel that is applied for forming this convoluted feature. So suppose this is the matrix that we are considering. So this picture shows one particular convolution operation that could be applied. Suppose we can divide this matrix into 9 3x3 matrices. So we can divide this into 9 3x3 matrices, and we will apply a matrix multiplication with the filter with the values shown in the suffix. So the filter that I'm using to do a matrix multiplication is 101 010 101. So this filter, this is the kernel function with which we are convoluting this set of values. So there are 9 matrices. So each once multiplied with this, we will get a value of 4. So once convoluted, these 9 boxes get convoluted to 1. So then similarly, we will get 9 such elements from this higher matrix. And now it is convoluted into a lower dimensional matrix. So this convolution proceeds by applying different filters at different layer. Finally, we will get the features which will be directly subjected to the output function to get the prediction or classification. And this is the pooling operation. So what happens in pooling? We say it is max pooling. So in max pooling, again, all those 9 3x3 matrices will be considered, and we will choose max pooling as selecting the max value out of this matrix that we are considering. So when this is considered, the value that is the max is 3, so that goes into this result. So when I consider this 3x3 matrix, then it is max value is 3. Consider this as the 3x3 matrix, then the max value among that is 2. So that goes into this value. So this is how a matrix of higher dimension is getting reduced into smaller dimension. This may be the result of applying some convolution to data in the previous layer. Its dimension got reduced. Now we are applying some max pulling operation on this 5 on the 5 cross 5 convoluted feature. We are converting into a 3 cross 3 pooled feature. So operations like this will be applied to extract important feature values from the feature vectors, and which is used for final classification. So these are the steps followed in text classification. So we can use Python is a very good language that helps in implementing any of the machine learning or deep learning algorithm, because the libraries are ready made. So only thing is we have to import appropriate libraries, and we have data sets available. So those data sets should be imported into the Python environment. Then we can carry out the text processing. So pre-processing has to be done on the text. So pre-processing is removing the stop words, applying stemming, lemmatization, and so on. So then following that, we will convert the text to numbers. Then train the neural network model and test the model. So once training is over, we can have a classification or prediction model which is available. So once the model is ready, we will evaluate it, and we will start once the model with is producing accurate results, we can save and load the model. So this is the website from where you can get a text classification Python code, which helps to classify text into 2 groups. And this is a good book to refer. So when we want to have a deeper understanding of NLP using deep learning, and now NLP is becoming an essential operation, and deep learning operations are helping such NLP operations. So there are a lot of scope and you can do research in this field, and there are tools and methods that are already in progress. And that's all for today's session. Any queries? Time is running. We are running short of time. Those who are, you can go through the website where step by step they have explained how to use Python libraries and functions to carry out this text processing. And any offline queries will be accepted, will be answered. I mean, because if I have to start explaining the Python code, it will take another hour. I'm waiting for the queries. Now the session is over.
Participants, you may have asked your queries in chat box to the guest speaker, and the Dr. K. Amsakala madam is waiting for answer your queries. Please, if you have any query, please share with your chat box.
So this is the link. It is from stackabuse.com.
Is there any queries? Among 120 people?
So there are few questions like comparing Octave and Python, and there are questions which will require another half an hour or 1 hour to explain, which we don't have right now. So If you have my mail ID, so you can mail me. We can have a detailed discussion on your queries.
Thank you. Ma'am, Dr. Ansikala, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, shall we
Yes, ma'am.
start the valedictory, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Thank you, ma'am. Before going to
One
start,
second, ma'am.
okay, ma'am.
I will just thank the participants and the organizer. Thank you, Kalavani ma'am, and I also thank NGM management and department of CT for giving me this opportunity, and also thank you participants for your for showing interest in listening to this presentation, and thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Before going to start my valedictory, we have shared our feedback form link through this chat box. Participants are asked to fill this feedback form. This can be available only for 30 to 40 minutes. After that, we will stop our responses. So we could request you to fill the feedback form link, and also I will share the same link in our group, in our WhatsApp group. Participants, you may have get the feedback link from your WhatsApp group. This form will be available only for 30 to 40 minutes only. Those who are filled up the feedback form, the persons only will be get a
Few of us are not there
e-certificate.
in WhatsApp group.
And if suppose not you get the not you get the certificate in another 3 more days, within the another 3 more days, you may have put your text in our group message. I will allow you to text in our group.
Ma'am, could you send the feedback form to our mails?
1 second. The e-certificate will be reached you through your feed, through your email box.
Ma'am, shall I leave the meeting?
Ma'am, 1 second, ma'am. I
Oh,
shall give my
you.
valedictory, ma'am. I'm just sharing the feedback form to the participants, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
See, this is the
Uh,
feedback form that I have shared in chat box as well as the group, WhatsApp group. Participants, you may have get it. Okay, I will. Participants, please mute. Okay, few of asked me to add in WhatsApp group. Surely I will be added after my valedictory. You don't worry, you will be get it the feedback form. Now I am going to start my valedictory. Uh, Good afternoon, one and all present over here. We are, we are much fortunate to show our gratitude to the people for making this 4 days online FTP on impact on AI in education and industry post COVID 19 a grand success. I take immense pleasure to thank respected President Dr. B.K. Krishnaraj Vanavarayar, NGM College, who is our motivator and encourager. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our President. Thank you, sir. I sincerely thank our beloved Principal Dr. P.M. Palnichami, NGM College, for his cordial support in all our endeavors. Thank you, sir. On behalf of NGM College, Department of CT, I extend my hearty thanks to our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Sharon Christa IL, Associate Professor, Department of ISE, Dayananda Sohar College of Engineering, Bangalore, and Dr. K. Amsakala, Associate Professor, Department of CSC, Coimbatore Institute of Technology, Coimbatore, for accepting our invitation and gracing this event. Thank you, ma'am. I record my deep sense of gratitude. I record my deep sense of gratitude towards our respected dynamic director and deans, NGM College, for guiding and supporting us in all the efforts and to the successful conduct of this FTP. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Miss C. Kirtana Madam, Head and Assistant Professor, Department of CT, NGM College, for being with us and supporting us. Thank you, Madam. It's my duty to thank the program coordinators, Ms. K.S. Leelavati, Mr. R. Jayaprakash, Assistant Professor, Department of CT, NGM College, who are organizing this FTP. Thank you, Madam and Sir. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the virtual participants who have came over here to gain the knowledge. Thank you. Once again, I wholeheartedly thank each and everyone for the successful conduct of this FTP. Thank you, one and all. Ma'am, shall we wind up the
Thank
session,
you,
ma'am?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.